In August and September of this year, my wife and I went on a month-long holiday to Europe. How cool! Yeah. Yes, it was. We visited the UK, London and Canterbury, then on to Switzerland through Lucerne and Zurich, then down through Italy, Florence, Rome, and then across to Taormina in Sicily. It was really cool. I mean, I was super excited. Visiting new places in foreign countries, feel very lucky. So obviously I wanted to share a lot of the photos that I took, and that's what this video will be. A little bit of the trip and also some thoughts on, the areas we went to from a photography perspective. Is there cool light, cool buildings, interesting scenes? Are they walkable? Are you going to get your camera stolen? Things like this. Before we crack on, a little bit of housekeeping. If the photograph doesn't have a film stock beneath it, you can assume it was taken on digital. If the photograph is in black and white, that was a digital photograph that I wanted to convert to black and white. Sometimes colors can be a bit strong. Anyway, traveling from Australia to England, I guess anywhere in Europe, is no joke. 21 hours of flying time with a couple of screaming kids behind us. Digital camera I brought with me was the one I'm filming with, the Sony A7riii. The lens I chose was this Canon 35mm 2.8 FD lens. So like a lens you would get with one of the film Canon SLRs. Like a Canon AE1, you would see this lens on that camera. I chose this lens. It's light. It's a small lens. I don't need a fast lens, so 2.8 works fine for me. It isn't the sharpest lens in the world, and it does have some kind of weird shit going on at the corners, but I don't mind the look. I like it. Sharpness is not something I personally care about that much, so London is a pretty cool place. There really is so much to see. There's so much food and cafes. And if you're sick of walking, you can just take a lovely break in the shade of one of the trees in, the many fantastic parks. Our experience in London was really nice.
Where is it?
Switzerland is a ruthlessly beautiful country. Pristine lakes, sharp, accessible mountain peaks, and super grand architecture. The Swiss summer lifestyle is also pretty sick. You know, a scenic hike during the day and then a beer and afternoon swim at the local equally scenic Lido. Switzerland seems like a very chill place to spend a summer. And like London, I didn't say this about London, but like London, you can be a tourist there without feeling like a tourist. The film camera I took to Europe was this little beauty here, the Canon P rangefinder. My decision, again, like the Sony, was a fairly practical one. It's small, it's light, and it's fully manual, so you don't need a battery. And it has been, for the most part, very, very reliable, except for one thing. The rangefinder patch in this camera is misaligned. What that means is the mechanism by which I check focus is broken. So you have to use something called zone focusing. I, as a photographer, guess how far away my subject is, say 6 feet. And then I move the focus ring on the lens to the associated mark on the camera. So there's a little mark here that says 6 feet, good. I move the lens to that mark, and then if I take the photo, the thing 6 feet away from me will be in focus. This can sound a little intimidating, like, oh, surely it's very easy to get wrong how far away you think the thing is. Luckily, when you're shooting at high apertures like f8, f11, f16, you have a very large depth of field. Basically, even if you're a bit wrong about how far you think the thing is away from you, you're still probably going to be in focus. Streets in central Florence are really cool. They're like pedestrianised, so the cars are kept to an absolute minimum, and tourists, local street vendors are all kind of really densely packed in. The lanes crisscross the city, they connect plazas, and they really just catch a lot of light throughout kind of any part of the day. It makes Florence like a really good place, I think, for street photography. There's a lot of different light, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of interactions, and there's a lot of kind of potential for scenes that can unfold. It's a high energy place. It has this kind of scruffy intensity, and I think you really could just spend a lifetime photographing Florence. This is my Panasonic LX100. It's a small point and shoot zoom lens camera, and it's the camera my wife used while we're on holiday, so I've included some of her photos as well. It's a good camera, but I think as a result of the popularity of things like the Fuji X100VI, I've seen prices of these skyrocket recently. I bought this for about $500 5 years ago with a full waterproof housing, and now I've seen them go for over $1,000 used. Don't do that. Don't spend your money on that. It's a good camera, but it's not a $1,300 camera in 2024. That is unless you want to buy mine for $1,300.
My time is prime time.
My time is prime time. Is that it? Is that it? Rome was hot. It was very hot. But Rome is also full of cool shit. We visited the Colosseum, St. Peter's Basilica, the Trevi Fountain, the Vittorio, the Pantheon, the Spanish Steps, the Sistine Chapel. My bingo card was full. And photography in Rome obviously is also very cool for much the same reasons it is in Florence. But specifically, it's really cool photographing modern behaviors with these very ancient backdrops. Sicily was our final big stop. We wanted somewhere at the end just to relax. Sun, beach, chill. We flew from Rome to Catania and then we got the bus from Catania to Taormina. This photograph brings up a topic that I want to talk about. Traveling with film in 2024. There is the fear of taking film through X-ray scanners, obviously. I went through airport security 8 times on this trip, and you know what? It was pretty much fine. Everyone's basically chill about it. You tell airport security you've got some film, they'll either hand check it or they'll put it through a film safe scanner. Simple as that. It's pretty easy. I did mess up twice though. So our first flight out from Sydney, I just blanked. I completely forgot I had all the film in my carry-on and it just all got zapped. And when traveling from Rome to Catania, I had half a roll left in my Canon P that I forgot about. But, you know, you can't really tell. This isn't commercial work. I'm not selling it. What does it matter? But in general though, if you're careful and you don't mind a little bit of inconvenience, then, you know, you're going to be totally fine. Also, you know, who's shooting film because it's more convenient? Anyway, let's jump right back into my best impression of Steve Coogan.
Aha!
Something I was very excited about was going to Europe's most active volcano, Mount Etna. Mount Etna is a very, very cool place, a completely alien landscape, an amazing place to shoot a first contact movie or maybe a battle in a fantasy movie. You are bound to get some cool photographs here. I don't know how unique those photographs will be because, you know, there are a lot of people there taking photos. It's a very famous spot, but it's very, very cool. So here's the thing about beaches in the touristy parts of Sicily. You are basically constantly being sold to. Street vendors will come up to you every 10 minutes or so offering you water shoes, snorkels, goggles, AirPods, jewelry, massages, kind of anything. And, you know, it's fine. But realistically, you just kind of have to get past feeling like a cow to be milked in some parts of Italy. But it does make for some cool shots sometimes, so.
ritorno li voglio suonare, e mentre ritorno li voglio cantare, ritorno.
After Taormina, we had a couple more days in London before heading home, and these photos are from that time. I really like this photo of the woman who was sort of feeding the birds and then got attacked by the birds. It's just got sort of a fun energy to it. Well, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I had a good time sharing this with you, and if you liked any of the photos, let me know. If there's a city in Europe that you love photographing, let me know. I feel so lucky to have gone and seen all these new places, photograph these new things with my wife. Yeah, it's a really cool experience. I felt lucky while I was there. I feel lucky that I've done it. So thank you for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscription, and yeah, give us a comment as well. Any photos you liked, any places you like visiting. I'll see you soon.